Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can see here, we're in the United today, and it's staying my 260 my wife's, it's officially hers, but my wife's 260,000 mile E90 is actually 3 states away. It just completed a 24-hour drive. I drove straight, and it's actually in Florida. So I don't know if you can see, but this is Florida. I'm in Florida right now. I'm on a little vacation, but the grind never stops. So while I'm in Florida, I actually have been looking on deals all day, all night, see if I can find anything that I can take home in the E90. And we got pretty lucky so far. I'm possibly about to go pick up some wheels for this car. I'm also going to try to pick up all 4 door panels off of E92 for 50 bucks. That's a deal. I mean, it's not a full interior, but it's a deal. And then also this guy, 30 minutes away from where I'm staying at the hotel, he has the front and rear seats from an E92. The driver's side is kind of destroyed, but the rest of them are meant for 100 bucks. So I can get a full red interior for $150, and just look for a replacement driver's seat. And that's a pretty good deal. That'd be a score. And then on top of that, this guy has a 335i. He has a manual swap he's selling for his E92, a 335i. So I'm probably gonna snag that. He's giving me a pretty good deal on that. And he says he has everything: the driveline, the diff, the clutch pedal, the clutch, the flywheel, the transmission, and the shifter assembly. So I probably take that one more than the interior, but I'll try to take both. And that'd be sick, because I can leave here with a full red interior and a full 6-speed swap, which I would either try to throw it on my brother's car or just keep it for a future project. But as you guys know, the 6-speeds are hard to find, and I'm not gonna drive 3 states away just for a 6-speed, so I might as well take it while I'm here. So yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated, and let's see if we can snag some Florida parts, see what it has to offer. All right, so a couple of days have passed since that last clip. You guys know I'm in Florida. I still am in Florida. I'm leaving in the next couple of days, but the interior kind of fell through. The guy wanted at 180. Driver's seat is destroyed, can't really use it. Had the passenger seat and the rear seats. I tried to give him 120. Doesn't want to go down in price. That tells me that he's giving away at a steal, which I don't know if it's a deal or not. I mean, it'd be different if it was a full interior. For 200 bucks, then that would be a steal. But just the seats, not worth me trying to hassle and trying to get a lower price. And so bust on that. But besides that, I told you guys, I think I said we were gonna get a trans and a steering wheel. Still trying to get those 2. I'm actually on my way to pick up the manual swap. He has a complete swap. I was able to get him down to 600. So I'm gonna pick that up, either for a personal car or maybe somebody's flip, whatever it is. Besides that, we should be good to go. So if I can get that manual swap for 600 while I'm down here, that's a good deal in my eyes. So if anybody thinks that's not, let me know what you get them for, because 600 is a pretty good deal. I got my last manual swap for 600 as well. This one's actually missing the drive line though, so I technically got a better deal before, but we'll make it work. All right, so just like that, as you can see here, we have a successful purchase. I got a flywheel, clutch, transmission. What else did I get? The clutch pedals, the hard lines, and that's about it. So now I need a DME clutch switch, or the clutch switch for the clutch, basically. A drive line, unless I do the automatic one. I have a diff. He's gonna give me the diff tomorrow before I leave. Held some of the money back, so he for sure gives it to me. And then that's it. I mean, I need a few things like that clutch switch. I'll make my own wiring harness. Besides that, that's really it. So that's it. I mean, not bad. 600 bucks for the whole manual swap. That's a good deal in my eyes. I think it's a good deal in anybody's eyes. So now we have a 6-speed for a potential swap. We just need to find the perfect car. I mean, either I'll swap one that my brother buys, or maybe I'll save it for a future car. Not very sure. I might just sell it, but I had to pick it up for sure. So now I have a manual for an M54. So yeah, I'm back at the hotel, going to get the diff tomorrow, and then that's probably gonna be it for this little Florida part of the trip. I'll show you guys this when we get home. And yeah, I didn't get robbed, didn't get stabbed, and I got a 6-speed, so I'll call that a night. So it looks pretty good. 6-speed, pretty excited, worth picking up. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but it actually has a bit of a broken little tab here. I didn't notice it till I bought it. Kind of sucks, but when I get a new piece of this, it should fit fine. I mean, it really is just a sifter holder. I can probably, wire something up, make it a little safer. But theoretically speaking, even when I put the clips in and the new piece, it shouldn't go anywhere, so we're still good there. And here's actually the new build. So this one came up on Marketplace for, I think, $5,000, and it is kind of expensive, but it is a car that doesn't really need anything besides some love and care. And my brother picked this up while I was in Florida, so it's gonna technically be his car, but he just likes driving them, and since he only likes driving them, I know I'm gonna end up doing most of the work. So it is a 2008 335i, automatic, brown interior. It has a lot of good parts. It has K&W coilovers. He has new injectors. He has a brown interior. He has Forged Star wheels, pretty deep concave. Those are pretty sick. He's got M3 fenders. So this weird front bumper, which I'm not a fan of, but it does look pretty good on this car. I've never been a fan of it, but I think with the carbon canards there, it looks pretty decent for what it is. What else? It's pretty dirty. He hasn't washed it very much. That part ripped off. Let's try to fix that. It's full bolt-on intercooler, downpipes, charge pipe, stuff like that. And it just needs a little bit of care, like a lens there, some interior upgrades, a good detail because it's kind of dirty. And all around, it is a pretty good car. It has 20,000 miles, which is not the highest, not the lowest, but it is pretty decent mileage. Oh, these chairs are hard. So regardless, this is the new build that makes it sad because it reminds me of a white 6-speed that I had a year ago. And we'll probably end up doing a 6-speed swap as well. And then we'll have another clean 335i on the channel. So like I said, it's pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in, get it washed up real quick, probably detail it on the exterior a little bit. Not even detail, just wash it, get it cleaned up. This is kind of cool. This is why it's always good to have parts, even though when you're a BMW guy like me, like I know some people would say this is garbage, you need to start dumping stuff, but I keep so many things that it ends up working in our favor to an extent. So as you can see here, I have these 2 Forged Star wheels. They were OEM. They're the actual Forged Stars. They're bent here, bent on the back. A couple of them are cracked. They're destroyed from the 135 I bought about a year ago. And I just never threw them away because I thought it's cool to either fix them or keep them or do something with them. But I actually put them up for sale. Somebody's gonna come pick them up today, but I'm just gonna junk them now because I'm gonna take the center caps because my brother's car needs center caps. And I have 2 Forged Star center caps without having to do much but take them off these wheels. So I'm gonna get the other one down there and then we'll go to put them on that car. All right, so here's the car over here. It was leaking oil. It had a pinched oil filter housing, or no, I had a pinched oil filter gasket, so we replaced that real quick. And besides that, here are those 2 center caps we put on from those spare wheels. They fit great. So now I'm basically gonna dive into it, see what it needs, see what's wrong with it. He just bought it. It's pretty dusty, musty, crusty, but it's not too bad at the same time. It looks really good from this angle. Like this angle, it looks like a beast. And it is theoretically still a beast, but it's just it needs a little bit to get going. So we're gonna look at it, see what it needs. We're gonna look at see what codes it has, do an oil change, make sure it's got coolant, do that, look at what's leaking, probably test the turbo, see what's going on there, because he said he had a limp mode on the way home. So it's either something small or it's turbos, or regardless, it doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this a quick wash, and then we'll see what we got. That was a quick wash. Now I jumped ahead on accident, but I'm gonna degreasing the whole engine bay so I can pressure wash to get rid of all this oil. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he pinched this gasket, sprayed oil everywhere. So now we have to kind of clean it up and then get it to a state where we can actually take this thing apart and work on it and see where new oil is coming from, as opposed to just everything being sprayed. So should be pretty easy. It'll come out pretty good. So I'm just keep spraying things down and scrubbing it. All right, so we gave her a bit of a car wash and a bit of paint's looking better and a bit of a detail in the engine bay. So it's looking pretty clean. I'm just gonna do the oil change now. Go ahead and swap the filter, put a new filter in, do the oil, and then that way we know the car's running well. Look at the bottom, see what's leaking, and then we'll start diagnosing why it's throwing the 30FF and look into if we can put the old DME back, see if that's coated, because we have a tamper dot right now, and We definitely want to put the OEM one, of course, so we have none of those issues. Or get the OEM one replaced, or take the OEM one, actually clone it to this DME. This is just swapped, but you can actually clone it for around $200, so everything works the way it would. And it's pretty simple, and it's really worth the money because you don't really want to mess with DME too much. So I'll do that, and then we'll go rip this, see if it's running good. So I didn't record that a little bit, but we cleaned the bottom, cleaned some of the oil because it had that oil leak, like I said, and it was everywhere. So we'll clean that up, and then now when he drove it home, it had a bit of a boost leak or something that threw the 30FF. We weren't sure what it was, so we repaired the hose that goes to the exhaust valve. That one was cut, so that was allowing air to go into the system, and then also one of the canisters was cracked, so we replaced that, fixed the line over there, and we drove it today, and it had no issues as far as boosting. I mean, no 30FF, boosted pretty good. Felt like it should. I don't know what tuna has or anything like that, but yeah, we did that. So now what we're gonna do is we might as well do the first mod on this first video. So this thing has catless downpipes, secondary cat delete, and since this is an E92, it has that little X pipe instead of a resonator. So all it has left is the muffler. So he's gonna go get new tips. So we figured, why not just go ahead and cut the mufflers off for now, and then he can go get tips once he orders them, or he can go with whatever tips we have here. So I think that's what we're gonna do, and we'll see what it sounds like. So I'm gonna cut those two areas there as close as we can there, and then we should have this is technically full straight pipe, which is going to be possibly obnoxiously loud. We'll see. All right, so we cut it off here. As you can see, we just took out the two bolts. There's two bolts to hold this thing on, two 8mm up front here, and two 13s in the back. And since he has that pipe welded onto the smaller pipe, I think that, because that's probably like 2.5-inch pipe going out to this, I don't even know what it's called, where he tried to divert it into the muffler again. So it shouldn't affect the sound, but the good thing is they're aimed upwards, so it shouldn't echo on the ground, and we'll see what it sounds like. Here's our first little cold start. We're not going to give it any revs because it's going to be pretty loud, and we have a lot of neighbors, so we're probably just going to go down the street. But for now, we're just going to start it real quick, see what it sounds like. All right, here's a little first warm start. It's pretty loud. So now we're going to go down the street and see what it sounds like. So we're out here in Mexico, and he's gonna go ahead and give us some revs, see what it sounds like. It doesn't sound that good, and I don't know if tips would make it better. It's pretty raspy, but I figured that's what you get for a full straight pipe, right? But it sounds kind of decent. Does sound pretty good right here. Just when you're driving it that it gets a little too loud. So we're gonna look into options to what to do. We might just get a full stock exhaust, cut the mufflers again, because he does have the secondary cats deleted. I usually like to keep those just because it makes it almost a perfect tone, which is like what I have. But if you do remove those, you do get some rasp or some rattle. So besides that, it sounds pretty good. Alright, so it sounds pretty good. I was gonna compare them, but they don't really it's hard to do two cars at once. But yeah, that's it. I mean, this is full straight pipe technically. Sounds good from behind, doesn't sound good on the inside, only because there's a lot of drone and something's rattling, like the exhaust being so loose now because it's not being weighed down by the mufflers. It's definitely vibrating, so we need to fix that. Possibly think of a new exhaust, set it for him. And this car is pretty sick as it is. Definitely needs a lot of work. Needs to get lowered. Needs some M Sport parts. Maybe some N3 side skirts. Some little repairs like the bumpers and stuff like that. But for the most part, a white clean title, 335i brown interior, and it looking like this already, you can't really go wrong because those wheels are really aggressive. And then of course mine, which is still pretty stock-ish. I just went for the M Sport, so and mine's not done either, so we got a lot of work ahead of us. But these two cars should be pretty clean by summer, and we'll start hitting up some car meets. So until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.